What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. Yeah. Well, happy Saturday. Hope all is well. Hope you are getting sunshine like we are. I know it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but, um, you know, uh, let me just open these shades for a minute here. And get some sun in here too. There we go. It's much better. Hope all is well, man. Hope you guys are doing good, man. But I'm about to get raw and real with you all. I think this audience, not this audience, but humanity needs this message. And I felt it this morning as I dropped that short. And I realized, damn, okay, I need to put out some raw, uncut, uncensored truth. I know I've deep dived a little bit into this, more than a little bit, but not enough. And I think today we're going to go deeper, and I'm going to get into nutrition and detox. And just because I feel like not enough of us do the research. And the fact of the matter is, we go into a store or a gas station for that matter, and you don't see one healthy thing in there. And it's a lot of garbage. And so automatically you see people buying stuff like that, or you go to like a warehouse membership based, retail establishment, and all you see is a lot of garbage in people's baskets if you're even aware or noticing what they're buying, which I certainly do. It's not that I'm focused on it. It's just that I happen to see it because of how I grew up and the trials and tribulations I saw with my father and with my own self, and just people all around me that I knew passing away due to diabetes or cancer or heart disease or lung disease, whatever the case may be. We are at a point as a collective and as humanity, and as we're one and we're all connected, we are at a point where we have moved so far ahead compared to when my dad was learning all this stuff in the 80s. And I'm so fortunate, and yet I was extremely resistant. Again, I know I may get confused as to what I've talked about on this channel, because it kind of like spills over into this other project I'm working on, which I haven't really fully announced, with somebody that I'm working on. And so we've talked about a lot of these things on there. But I haven't on here because I know there's a lot of things that, I'm trying to use the right type of words, but, that you don't mention on here, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, and if you're in the truth community long enough and you're just, a truth seeker, full well as to what is happening and why things aren't spoken about. But we're going to go into things that I think and feel that should be okay. As I said, I'm not this gigantic channel with thousands or hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They're probably not even going to look at it because, let's be real. We have 38 subscribers and counting. That's currently, but actually in the quantum field, it's already been established that this channel has millions of views and millions of subscribers. It's already there. It's already happened. You just don't physically see it yet. It hasn't caught up yet. But with that being said, let's get back to what we were talking about. And so you go into a supermarket and you see a lot of people buying pop and a lot of candies and sugars and cookies and sugary cereals and just all these things, consuming these things and that aren't healthy for us. And I'm gonna talk about some things that may trigger you and may potentially you you may not like. Just keep continuing to watch, and if you don't resonate with it, then by all means click off and unsubscribe, because this channel is only going to get rawer and more real as we go deeper and we gain more subscribers, and as I go deeper in the content and what is I'm called to speak about, which nutrition and detoxing right now is a big thing that we need to be doing. A lot of our foods are not, even if they're organic or healthy foods, you don't know full well what is being put in those products. And I've thought about this for many, many years. And even though, you look at the back of the package and it has a certain amount of ingredients and it has ingredients that look okay to you, it doesn't mean that there's not other things that are being put in it. You aren't growing the food or making the food yourself off the land. Even if you were, you still don't know what's happening in the environment. There's things going on in the skies. There's things sprayed in the grass. There's things sprayed all over to eliminate a species, a bug, which comes from God, is connected to us. But yet people are spraying inside their house these chemicals to get rid of a bug that God created. Maybe he didn't create it fully. Maybe there's only certain ones that he created. That's led to be seen. I don't, and we'll dive deeper as time goes on with all of that too. Because that's not what we're here to talk about. But the main thing I want to bring to the forefront is we have to cleanse. And again, I am not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be one, but I have a lot of life experience, not only from myself, but from family members and people around me. Okay. And a lot of years of experience and knowledge of trials and tribulations of my own that I've gone through. Not only that, but the research and the things I've gained from going to lectures and all kinds of things and it's just quite obvious with certain things, which I want to talk about, which I knew about this many, many years ago. And it's funny because I knew somebody that I grew up with, a friend of a friend, and she was also a friend, but I knew people that didn't wear deodorant. And my father spoke about this topic, and he spoke about using like these crystals that it's some kind of crystal rock that you just pour water on it and you put it under your arm. But I'm starting to think more and more, which I knew this before, but with all the things in the water and in the skies and in the grass that they spray and all these different things on the foods, even if you do attempt to get organic, it kind of pulls you back where you are oblivious, or it's kind of like you're dumbed down, so to speak. And even though I knew it, and I knew it from my father, and I knew it from a lot of other people around me, wouldn't you think that, let me just throw this at you, okay? And just mull on this for a minute. And if you have to listen to the video over again, please do. But just think about this for a minute, okay? People right away, and you know what BO is, odor, like you've been in locker rooms, I'm sure, or places where, people are sweating a lot. South Florida is one of them. But everybody has summertime and everybody sweats in the summer. But what is ironic and funny, well, I'm going to take it a step back for a second. What's ironic and funny, and I notice it's not really funny, to be honest. But what's ironic and interesting is, especially, I'm not categorizing women, but women tend to do this a lot. The minute they start sweating, they crank the AC up. And not every one of them. I'm not, putting anybody in a certain pool because men do it too. Okay. So I don't want to, so please don't take any offense to this, but this is not only for me, but this is to help us to understand what we're doing and how we're creating our demise, in so many ways. And the minute we start sweating, we put the AC on, and we don't allow the body. When do you ever actually allow the body to sweat out the toxins? And if you don't detox or cleanse your body, how do you think you're giving your body a chance to get rid of the poisons that are you're consuming? And they could be ones that you don't even know about, ones in your foods, ones in the environment, ones that are being sprayed all over. Even if you get a pest person out and they're spraying inside your house, you're breathing that in. You're absorbing that in your skin. Mind you, all the chemicals, the lotions, the perfumes, the colognes that we put on the skin. And then when you sweat, they're being absorbed in your pores, in your skin, right? And then the food you're eating is trying to get out of the body through either you going to the bathroom, either number 1 or number 2, or through sweating through your pores, which if you're in a state where you don't really have, or a country where you don't really have warm weather that much, or really hot enough weather to sweat, or you're not outside in nature that much, and you're just in you work a lot of hours and you're inside the air conditioned building, when are you giving your body a chance to do its normal thing, which is excrete these toxins out of the body? You're not. And then we apply perfume-like smells. We apply deodorant under the armpits. And if you are familiar with the anatomy of the body, the lymph nodes are under the armpits, and that is just one of the areas that they're located. If you do your research, they're located in other areas of the body too, but mainly under the armpits. You have lymph nodes there. They're called the lymphatic system and lymph nodes. And so what happens when you sweat? A lot of times we sweat under the armpits, and then you put on this deodorant that they've created that is like 24-hour long lasting. So what do you think you're doing? If that's the only place that you sweat and that your body needs to eliminate those toxins out of, right? Because maybe you've been drinking and eating a lot of crap and drinking tons of alcohol, which then caused your liver, which is what excretes a lot of the toxins out, to be blocked by a lot of toxins and poisons, and you're not detoxing it. Then what do you think happens? Where are you allowing this stuff to come out? So then people experience skin issues, right? And they wonder why. Well, for one, if you do put on deodorant because you notice that you have an immense amount of odor coming from the armpits, and it smells like maybe chilies or, some kind of like, chili, what do they call that? Like chili soup or chili, I don't know. I guess chili. And, you have this really, really, I would say, odoriferous odor coming from there. And it's not funny, man. It may be funny, like people pass gas or, that's the body trying to get rid of the poison and the toxins that maybe you just ate, or that you're really stressed out and your body is getting rid of the poison. There's no other way. How else is going to do it? And a lot of women that consider themselves, like, I would say, bougie is the word, or, like, oh, I'm too good to like poop. I don't poop. And I don't go to the bathroom. I don't go number 2. I've heard many women say that, to their man or their boyfriend, like, you're never going to see me in the bathroom, go into the bathroom, or you're never going to. And as I said, this video may be too much for you to handle. I'd urge you to keep on listening, because all I'm doing is bringing knowledge so that you can open your mind and you can I'm bringing awareness and activating the awareness so that you do start taking your life in your own hands instead of, like I've said in previous videos, and giving your life to a person in a white coat. You don't want to do that, man. I've been there. And I've seen people in my family, and they lost their lives because of it, because of ignorance. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, so please don't take it that way. But it comes back to ignorance, and it comes back to choice, and it comes back to we made those choices. We made those choices to eat those foods. We made those choices to put that deodorant, that 24-hour chemical-filled deodorant under our arms to block a smell that is trying to get out of the body to detox. And if you have this extremely bad smell coming from your armpits, then it's something for you to look at of what you're eating, what you're putting into your body to cause that smell. Or if it really smells bad when you go to the bathroom, number 2. Maybe you have to look at, if you're going to the dollar menu, at a company that does bean burritos and things like that. And then you have this sloppy ass mess of a thing of toxin coming out of your body when you go number 2 after eating that. And then you wonder why you have health issues. And I'm talking to myself too, because I went through it. Majority of my life, even though I learned it at a young age, I was resistant to it. Because you know what the norm was? Eating garbage, eating sugar, eating carbs, eating pizza from the fast food place. Just do, again, I say it like this because if when the channel grows and explodes, I don't want to be talking about these companies and giving them more free advertising. Okay, so the reason I don't say specific names is because of that. These videos are going to live on here forever, and as this channel grows, I don't want to give them free advertising. They don't deserve it. They put a lot of chemicals in their foods, and you don't know what they're serving you, to be honest. Just because it tastes good, they could serve you a platter of poop and make it taste good. And if you don't do your due diligence, you may end up eating it. And I'm not trying to be funny or a jokester about this. It's a very serious topic because a lot of people are dying and a lot of people are losing their lives because of ignorance, because of not doing their research and just trusting in these companies that if this product, this pop tastes so sweet, like maybe there's got to be something, like maybe I got to question something, man. Or maybe I keep getting colds all the time. Or I'm at the doctor's every time I turn around. And that was me back in the day. Even though, mind you, as I said, I grew up with my dad going through life-challenging stuff. His parents, my mother's parents, my own health issues all the time. And yet I was at these alternative places week after week, and they're like telling me, man, you keep coming back. And then I started to change gradually. And then they started to notice me not there as much. But that's all I was ever doing was paying for, if it wasn't acupuncture, if it wasn't going to the chiropractor, if it wasn't going to some health practitioners to find out what the hell's going on, I was at one of them somewhere. And yet my father went to these places and was detoxing, like he fasted like for a whole week straight. He fasted even longer than that. He went when in 97 when he had a week to live. He went to a facility in Florida, stayed there for over 6 weeks, got up off that couch, man, and was walking around, and they told him he had a week to live. Okay? It can be done. You just have to open your mind and do your research and question every damn thing. And when you pick up a product that you're going to buy and it has 1 million ingredients on it that you don't understand half of what it is, then there needs to be a questioning. You need to say, what the fuck am I buying here? What am I putting on my skin? What am I putting in my body? Because that's why the skin ends up having lots of acne or different problems with your skin or itching or all different kinds of things because of the shit you're putting in the body. It's got to get rid of it somehow. And if you're blocking it by putting deodorant on and by putting all this stuff in your body, eating and not fasting and not cleansing your body out. I'm about to do, starting next week, another colon cleanse. It's been like 3 months. And I found out from this company that I use. And, again, I haven't been putting it, but you could scroll back up. I think it's in my description of the profile. I have an email address. If you want to know anything, just email me. Hit me up in my email. It's in the description of the profile of the channel. And I don't put it on every video, but it's in the description of the channel. If you want to hit me up and have any questions for me, I'd be more than happy. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not a doctor, and it is up to you. And you're doing these things at your own risk. I would refer you to the company, and then you just go there and you do it if you want to do it, But I don't come on here speaking of being any kind of doctor or having any kind of certifications other than I do Reiki and things like that and hypnosis and I'm getting into tarot and all these other different things. But I will tell you this. I have more life experience than a lot of these medical practitioners. Okay? But I don't come on here pretending to be a doctor, and I'm not going to do that. But I will say this with conviction, that you need to take your life in your hands and start looking into things and questioning things and researching things. Man, not picking up this product off the shelf and just eating it. And it has a million freaking ingredients in it, and you don't even know how to even pronounce one of them. Like, wouldn't that tell you there's something not right? Like then you start to question, like, how far are we from like God and God creating oranges and kale and spinach and fruits and vegetables to a product that literally has a million ingredients that you don't know where the hell it came from. And you can't even pronounce it. And if you can't pronounce it, then something's wrong and I would not buy it. And that is just my opinion. Again, I don't claim to have the answers to everything, but I can tell you this right now. It boils down to ignorance. My good buddy, my brother, told me this. And again, I'm not mentioning names because I haven't gotten permission from him. But you will be seeing a lot of stuff from us in the near future because we're working on things behind the scenes. And I will say this. That was one word that he told me. And he said it all comes down to that. And you know what? I kind of was like, man, that's a harsh word to use. And I was kind of like, yeah, but I don't know, like I really didn't resonate with that. And then as I've had time in nature and time with myself and time to see what's going on the planet right now and what's been going on, he's right. He's 100% right. And it clicked the other day. And I said, oh my God, he's right. It comes down to ignorance. It comes down to ignorance, discipline. It comes down to like restraining yourself from these things. Yeah, they taste good. They may taste delicious. But does that mean it's good for you? Does that mean it's not weakening your immune system? Does that mean it's not creating more health challenges for you because your immune system's being weakened, so you're now susceptible to more things to happen to you? So getting back to the whole deodorant thing, more and more over time, I've been realizing like we're blocking our lymph nodes from cleansing, from the poisons coming out of them. And then you find all these people with lymphatic cancer or lymphoma. And what do you think that is? That's related to the lymph nodes, which are connected to so many parts of our body. And they're not having the opportunity to extract those poisons through exercise because we've become so lazy and hooked and addicted to technology and laying in chairs and not getting out in nature and, working 8-10 hour days sitting in a chair in a cubicle, and with fluorescent lights over us and all these different things that are not what the body is used to handling. And it just weakens us even more. And then we're constantly trying to get these quick fixes, from a medical person. And in actuality, when we can just detox and fast and cleanse and do our research on healthy herbal supplements, herbal teas, herbal tinctures, just all different kinds of crystals, all different ways, Reiki, which is a good energy healing formality, which can, cleanse your body too and do many other things, amazing things. So it's just sad. And I felt called today to come out here and speak on this. I know that there may be a lot of people that will give lashback because they're going to say that, oh, you're going to walk around with no deodorant and just smell. Well, let me just say this. If you have that kind of odor coming off of you, then you have to look at something that you're doing in your life every day. Point blank, period. Okay? Point blank, period. And I'm not going to say that mine has been perfect because it hasn't. And I've gone like this over time, even though, like I said, my dad taught me the right ways and I learned so much freaking stuff from him. And I wish he was here to be on this channel with me and I could have interviewed him and we could have had this banter going back and forth. And I miss that. And I'm sad that it never happened because he brought so much to the table and he laid the groundwork for where we are now. Because he was already doing this in the 80s and the 70s. And he would speak out even back then. And people didn't even want to associate with him. They walked away from him on a cruise ship because he was eating all raw. And they were meat eaters. And they weren't comfortable with it. And they walked away from him. And they never came back. And it just showed at the time he was so way ahead of the time that we were in. No one really could understand the magnitude of where he was at. And they didn't get it until they got sick. And then people started gravitating towards him as I saw as time went on. And then we got into the 2000s era, the millennial age. And I started to see more and more people, like we would sell things on a platform where you would meet people in person. And, I remember people just gravitating to him somehow and asking him, and they were ill and they were trying to figure out a way. And he gave his wisdom for free, mind you, majority of his life. He volunteered over 5 years at a facility that was all about healthy alternative ways to heal. And he volunteered over 5 years there. That was his life purpose, man. He was laying the groundwork. And so was I with all the things that I was going through. And my family around us, we all laid the groundwork. And he passed the torch to me. And now I'm here to live, to bring his story to life and to write his book and to add my touch to it. And the universe and source bringing that information in. That time will come when I feel called to do it. Because as I spoke about many times on these videos, I do these videos when I'm called to do it. And as I'm called, what topic comes through. And today, as I was in that sauna and as I was walking in nature and sitting at the water, this is exactly what I needed to bring to you guys. And it's going to be a multi-part series. It could be many, many parts. Because this has a lot of what we need right now. And I'm not saying that everybody should just go out there and just have this really bad BO and just go around and just suffocate people. I'm not saying that. But I'm telling you right now, if you're having that, maybe put the deodorant on, but look for more natural deodorants. And as you're doing that, start looking for ways to cleanse it more. So then you get to a point where you don't need it at all. because you don't have any odor like that coming from you. If you cleanse on a regular basis, your liver, your kidneys, your colon, you just detox your body, you eat clean foods, you eat healthy, you sit with yourself, you meditate, you do yoga, you do all these things, you're going to see a drastic change in that. But if you're having that, it causes for you to have to look at yourself and what you're doing on a daily basis to have that happen. That you need this massive chemical filled deodorant to block this smell, which is just your body trying to get rid of it anyway and eliminate it. And then when you're blocking it, you're blocking all those poisons in your body. You're not giving them the chance to come out, And so it's a topic that is very touchy and dicey. And because, yes, of course, people are going to get offended by them if you tell them, oh, man, you smell, man, you stink. Take a shower or put some deodorant. I mean, really, we should not be having those types of odors. If we ate clean and we put good stuff in our body, and we substitute it with good herbs and teas and tinctures and vitamins but that's not the end all be all. We need to eat healthier and put healthier things in our body and take care of our body, get massages, do these things that benefit the body and give the body self-love. Because the body is just trying to keep you in a healthy state. It's always trying to keep you healthy, always. But if you're constantly consuming it with toxins and you're not even giving it a chance to get rid of that stuff by like sweating it out or not putting deodorant on for a day when you're home, to not block it in the lymphatic system and prevent it from coming out. I mean, then you have to say, well, I was ignorant. I didn't want to do the research. I didn't care enough. I was addicted to all these addictive foods and alcohol and all kinds of things that were not healthy for my body. I didn't want to get away from it. And who else do I have to blame but me? Right? Like, I was in that victim mode for a long, long period of time. Why me? Why did this happen to me? I thought I was doing the right thing, but in actuality, for the most part, if you take the ratio of how much good I was doing to how much bad I was doing, and then not detoxing it out, there's your answer. And I have no one else to blame but myself. But I don't do that because I know that at that time, that's where I was at. And you do the same. Have compassion for yourself at that time. But know that you're doing the right thing now. You're doing the right thing by listening to this video and hearing me out. And then making the necessary changes that you need to make by doing the necessary research. Because you don't want to go off of just what I say. Go off what I say and do your research. Do your own research. But don't just sit back and trust everything you go and you buy in a supermarket or what somebody in a white coat says. Do your research. Get multiple opinions, but all in all, you have to go inside yourself. You have to get the answers from within. That is where you have to go. Because at the end of the day, none of this stuff externally is going to do it. You could do your research, you could read on everything, but at the end of the day, you have to go in and you have to listen to yourself and what you need and what you want and what is good for you and what's not good for you. I stopped eating dairy well over 20 years ago. I had a reaction from it. It made me have a cold instantaneously. And anytime I ate dairy, I felt like this tightness began to appear in my chest. And I knew, nope, I can't have that. And it's not good for you anyway. So I had to be very strict. And I got ridiculed from so many people that I would pull the cheese off the pizza and eat just the bread and the sauce. Even now, I don't even eat that anymore. Um, it's not good for the body in general, anyways. Um, but you got to eat more live foods. You got to eat more raw foods. You have hummus is good, things like that. You know, just fruits and vegetables, and just find other healthier things that have very little ingredients. That and again, it's moderation. If it's not raw stuff and it's not fruits and vegetables, then these other things you do, it's the best if you do moderation. You do them in moderation. But what is really moderation to you? You have to make sure you're in balance. You're doing it you're balanced with it. You know, but I'm going to talk a lot more about this topic, and I have a lot of experience, a lot of life experience, and I'm here to help, and I'm here to guide, and I'm here to share my experiences and my world to you and to myself, because it reminds me of these things too that I need to continue to do. But if you're just pouring in Slurpees and cakes and ice creams and sugars and cookies and all this shit, and then you're not detoxing, you're not fasting, you're not giving the body a chance to rest, well, it's just a matter of time that the body's going to break down, and you don't want that to happen. Trust and believe that. So if you can get knowledge from somebody to help you along your journey so you can change in a positive way, then the power's in your hands. You've taken your power back. You've taken your power back, instead of giving it away. And instead of giving your energy away, it boils down to spending the time in research. And that's the ones that thrive. That's the ones that make it. And that's the ones that, end up transitioning over in their sleep instead of suffering, So I urge you to listen to this video more than once if you feel called to, and if you need to. I'm going to definitely go deeper in this topic because it is much needed at this time in our evolution and this ascension process. Just be aware and cognizant of what you're putting in your body, man. And if you pick up something and it looks delicious to you and it has tons and tons of ingredients and you don't know half of what they mean or are, put it back down, because it's not good for your body. Just pay attention to how much fruits and vegetables you're eating and how many good things you're putting in your body, and look into liver cleanses and detoxes and fasting and and kidney cleanses and lymphatic system cleanses and heavy metal cleanses, all these different things. I'm bringing these names up of things that you can now Google and do your research, because you don't just want to go off what I say. I'm just coming to you with my journey and what I've experienced, not only in my own life, but in people all around me. So I love you all so much. I hope you get something out of this. I really do. I hope that you get on a good path and you start cleansing and eating better and putting live foods in your body and just taking care of yourself, because you don't want to leave your life in somebody else's hands. Trust me when I tell you that. I saw it too many times with family members. Too many times. I promise you that. If you could only have walked in my shoes and seen what I've seen. And I will get more deeper into this and talk about some of that stuff. Again, with awareness of what I put out there, because I don't want to have these videos censored and deleted and where I have to remove them. I'm bringing my journey and I'm bringing my experience and I'm bringing this to you because I'm giving it away. I gained so much knowledge over the years, and now it's time for me to share it to the world. That's what I'm here to do. And I love you all so much, man, from my heart to yours. We're gonna do this, man. We got this. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you get notifications when I drop these new videos, part 2, part 3. This is going to be part 1. And, this is going to be a long, ongoing series because we need this. We all need this. And I love you all so much, man. I thank you for being a part of this community. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for sharing your comments. If you have anything you want to share in the comments, drop it in the comments. If you detox, if you fast, what you do for your diet, what do you do about deodorant? Let's hear it. You know, this is a non-judgmental community, and we all just are going to love one another and share and not bully one another and just care for each other and open our hearts and just be the one love we came here to be, because we're all connected and we're all one. And I love you all so much again. Thank you again. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do it all. I love you all so much. Take care. I will see you soon. Part 1 of this beautiful series. I love you so much. Take care. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.